Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. We broadcast every Saturday from noon to 1 and talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics, including wellness, health care, elder care, end-of-life care, and of course, the essential caregiver support area. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in studio is Melissa, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. And we're talking about in-home care services and how this fabulous service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. We'll talk a lot about that today, and there's some important information you really need to know about how to search and find the right in-home care service provider. We are broadcasting live today and are looking forward to answering your questions regarding today's topic on in-home care services. Please feel free to call us anytime during the show at 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Now, our talented and friendly show producer, Eric Nelson, will be answering the phones today. Thank you, Eric. Or, if you prefer, you can bypass Eric if you're shy and directly text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Once again, 612-999-3426. You can also find the podcast for all of our shows on the AM 950 website by clicking the on-demand button and then clicking on our show logo, Living Healthy and Aging Well. As you know, the purpose of this radio show is to bring you specialists and experts and people with a passion for helping others from across the health and wellness field to provide insights and recommendations on how to navigate the complexities and challenges of managing both you and your family's health and your quality of life. We also focus a lot on our senior population and how we can help you prepare for the various stages of life's transitions. In addition, we provide vital information for the caregivers, and that'll happen today on this show, who are essential in supporting our elder population. I am very grateful for the opportunity each week to discuss these important topics with you, and I am thankful for the tremendous response you have provided to us regarding this unique radio show. Please continue to send us your questions, comments, and suggestions. I really appreciate that, to our radio show phone number, which is 612-999-3426. I want to mention this radio program is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice, an independent physician-owned medical practice serving local Minnesota communities for over 11 years with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice at 952-898-1022 or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Well, I want to mention something before we jump into our conversation here on in-home care services. I had the opportunity to meet with Dan Johnson, who is the CEO of Catholic Elder Care Services in Minneapolis. And I had a chance this week to meet with him and tour his campus. And I want to just say what an amazing organization he has there. They have the ability to do complete aging in place. So what that means is they've got fantastic apartments, actually a brand new facility called Windress, and it's all independent living, but it's connected to the campus where they have all kinds of assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing care. It's just a fabulous organization and a great campus located in the northeast part of Minneapolis, between University and 8th Avenue. Just a great place. Please feel free to give them a call if you have any questions about elder care. And again, they have the complete continuum of care there. And Dan is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Just amazing the people you meet that are helping support our senior population. But if you want to give them a call with any questions, they are at 612 362-2425. And they they just have a great program there for people. So everything from adult daycare, rehabilitation, transitional care, assisted care, just a wonderful organization there. So again, please check them out. They're in Northeast Minneapolis. And thank you, Dan, for giving me a great tour. Appreciate that. All right. Well, let's get into our show today. I am so fortunate to have Melissa here from Home Instead Senior Care. They're located in Burnsville, Minnesota, and we're going to talk about in-home care today. So, Melissa, you're the Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care, and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
It's great to be here.
Thank you for being here. I sure appreciate that. We, in our hospice profession, we just work with so many organizations, and I know you guys are just one of the top organizations in the South Metro. You've been doing this for several years, but I want to welcome you to the show. And before we begin all this information that we want to get across to our audience, I'd like to get a little bit of a background about you. And how you kind of got into this profession in helping our seniors.
Yes, absolutely. So a little bit about me. I'm Melissa Like. I'm a caregiver, a wife, a mom, daughter, granddaughter, sister, aunt, and friend to many. I grew up in a small town with deep family roots. My grandpa was a well-known and respected football coach. My mom ran a small restaurant. Growing up, I learned much from both of them about doing good things and that being good people will take you far in life. I learned the importance of really good customer service at a really young age and how good service results in repeat business, relationships, and lifelong friendships. My grandpa set the foundation of working hard every day, putting in extra hours, having a little fun, and instilled the importance of teamwork and being surrounded by really good people. I'm a busy working mom with 3 active children at home. My days start early and late, and as you know in this business, caring for people, our work never ends. Family is the center of my life, both at home and at work. So that's a little about me. Home Instead Senior Care, and how did I get here? 2006 was a life-changing year for me, one that had me thinking, where am I going? What's next? I need more meaning in my life. I need to go home at the end of the day knowing I've made a difference. 2 ladies who have influenced my life greatly, my grandmothers. My grandma Pat was a huge part of my life from birth till the day I said goodbye to her. Pat had a short battle with cancer in January of 2007. She was blessed to have the gift of hospice and to end her journey on earth in the comfort of her home. I learned from our short time with hospice that home care and living out your last days on earth is an option. Soon after her funeral, I saw an ad in the local Apple Valley paper. It read, "Caregiver wanted. Be a companion. Assist the elderly." The ad spoke to me. I called the local Home Instead office, and 12 years later, here I am. In my journey, I started as a caregiver, providing direct work to clients in their home, to my current role as Director of Client Care, where I wear many hats, and continue on my role as caregiver in the work I do with our clients, their families, our caregivers, and the many professionals that I work with in the community. Over my last 12 years at Home Instead Senior Care, my other grandma, Gladys, has played a really important role as I've watched her age in place. Gladys is 89. She's very healthy, living independently in her own home with a broken heart. My grandfather, Max, passed away 19 years ago, and every day since, my grandma has had a broken heart. I've learned from her that family is the best medicine, and a visit from my family can take the pain away and bring much happiness.
That's so true. Boy, we've learned on this show over the last year and a half, as we age, relationships make even more of a difference in the quality of life. And it actually makes a big difference in really how long people live. So that's great to hear, and I appreciate that background. One of the things that, we only got a minute left here in this segment, but I wanted to start the conversation about what is senior care? What is in-home care? And just give us a little definition of that here in the last minute, so that we understand what exactly senior care is in the home.
Yeah, so senior care in the home is really any care that is brought in to the home. There's many levels of senior care, which we'll get to. And our specialty at Home Instead, we are a non-medical home care provider, and we'll define that in a few minutes.
For sure. Now, and where home is not just in a residential neighborhood. It can be really anywhere, right, that your client is, or where do you guys prefer to have those settings be?
We define home as where the client calls home.
Okay.
If it's the residential home, assisted living, a care center, their daughter's home, wherever they call home, we can come in and assist.
Okay. Well, it's just like hospice. It's wherever they call home is where we go to serve. So it's all, in a sense, outpatient. It's out there wherever they're at. We'll come to them.
Right.
And I'm seeing that a lot of business with the elderly and the senior population is now getting to the point where they do go out. And it's really a changing model here because people cannot get in to see services anymore. So it's just it's a nice benefit. All right, well, we're up against the break. The music's cueing us out here. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Melissa Like, Director of Client Services with Home Instead Senior Care. Please stay with us.
Hello, friends. I've been talking to you about Prairie Oaks Memorial Eco Gardens, Minnesota's first green cemetery dedicated to celebrating life and protecting our environment. One of the many wonderful things they have is something called the living urn. Ashes are buried in an urn with seedlings ultimately coming back to life as a glorious tree. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Why don't you log on to the website mngreengraves.com. Learn more about Prairie Oaks Memorial Eco Gardens. See if it might be something that's meaningful for you.
Crooner's Lounge and Supper Club is delighted to offer its spacious facilities for your private function. From weddings, retirement parties, business dinners, or any special occasion, Crooner's combines a dedicated full-service special events team, an award-winning chef, and a beautiful lakeside ambiance to make your event a resounding success. Visit croonersloungemn.com to learn more about their private dining options, or call 763-571-9020 to get a quote for your next event today.
Hi, this is Chad from AM 950. Snap Construction is arguably the most well-reviewed roofing, siding, window, and insulation contractor in the metro. Ryan is so excited about working with AM 950 and our listeners that he wants to help us grow.
This is Ryan, owner of Snap Construction. I was friends with Chad long before I started marketing with him. I was a bit skeptical of radio advertising before Chad convinced us to run ads. The advertising's been so successful, we want to help the station grow. We've absolutely loved working with the listeners of AM 950, and we all know how extremely important this radio station is to the community. To help AM 950 grow this summer, Snap Construction will be putting up proceeds to assist the station in marketing on social media. Snap Construction encourages you to follow, engage, share, and interact on the AM 950 social media platforms. Together, we can all work to ensure AM 950 continues to thrive and grow in our communities. We stand by our work with a lifetime craftsmanship guarantee. For a free estimate or more information on our financing, call 612-333-SNAP or check us out online.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces is having its annual store-wide sale. For the entire month of July, all of our indoor and outdoor fireplace products and accessories are at their lowest price of the year. At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we display, explain, and install the Twin Cities' most diverse selection of indoor and outdoor stoves and fireplaces, including metal and masonry pizza ovens.
My dog Stenson loves summers, visiting the dog park, long walks in the woods, and sleeping in the sun. But he is missing winter. Oh, not the outdoor outhouse, snow on his paws or frozen ears, but those lovely long nights in front of the fire. I bought an energy-efficient wood stove from Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces about 7 years ago. Having a wood stove means more than lower heating bills. It means a happy dog.
Come see us. We have over 35 working displays in our store, which is just off I-94 at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, since 1977, out of the ordinary products and services to make fire work for you.
Welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today in studio is Melissa Like, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We are talking about in-home care services and how this wonderful service can benefit both the cared for senior, but also help support the caregivers as well. Before we get back into the conversation here, I want to mention that this program is brought to you in part each week by the team at Genetic Health RX, who specialize in providing DNA testing to ensure the medications you or your loved one are taking or are planning to take are the best for your unique genetic profile. And these tests will also identify what potentially could be a negative drug side effect or a drug-drug interaction. The team at Genetic Health RX will work with your doctor to create a personalized medication management program by using a simple one-time test that is covered by Medicare and most insurance plans. For more information, please call the team at Genetic Health RX, and their number is 612-991-9930. Once again, 612-991-9930. And one more thing, as I mentioned about the Catholic Elder Care, I may have given out the wrong number at the introduction. The number to reach them is 612-379-1370. Once again, Catholic Elder Care in Northeast Minneapolis, 612-379-1370. Or you can find them at CatholicElderCare.org. All right, well, Melissa, let's talk more about in-home senior care. But first of all, let our audience know how they can get in touch with you and your organization if they have more questions about senior in-home care.
Yes, to reach me directly, you can contact me at 952-882-9300. You can also go on our website, www.homeinstead.com. On our website, you can put your zip code in, and that will take you to the local office that would service your area.
Fantastic. And we're going to give out that information after each break and before the end of the show. So in case you missed it, don't worry. We're going to give that back out again here several times during the show. All right. Well, last segment, we were talking about what is senior in-home care? And there's a lot of confusion about the services that are available. And there's a lot of great services out there, and you guys are one of the best. So it's great to have you on the show here, Melissa, to talk about in-home senior care. But we were talking about, what is the care? And I'm wondering if you could go through and define what some of that care looks like. We've got quite a list of areas that you guys cover. Let's talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah, so when we're talking about home instead senior care, non-medical care,
Right.
Some of the different services that we provide, something as simple as companionship, having someone come in to visit with or check on your mother or your loved one. Companionship is really part of all of our services that we do. Some of the other tasks, light housekeeping, meals, laundry, errands, transportation, personal care services, any hands-on bathing, dressing, transferring, toileting, escort services. We may take a client out and about to an appointment, a doctor appointment, hair appointment, to an outing, out for lunch, things like that. We also do hospice supportive services. So we come alongside a team like yours and provide the other side of the services. That said, we also work with the other medical services. They may have PT and OT and those services in, and we complement them. We visit from 3 hours a visit up to continuous 24-hour care. Everything we do is personalized, customized, tailored to each individual client.
Okay.
So we really come up with a care plan reflective to their needs.
So that's a nice thing. It's not just a one-size-fits-all. You guys don't have a template you work off of. You go in there and you meet with probably the caregivers, which may be the children, and then the senior, and identify what levels of care that they're looking for, but also the frequency of the care,
Right.
the duration of the care. There's a lot of questions to be answered, and we'll talk more about that assessment process. But now let's talk. So these are the services that you guys provide here at a local level in the South Metro area, which is the same area that we cover. But talk about Home Instead really across the country, because this is an international company. You guys are a franchise of a larger organization that does some amazing stuff all over the world.
Correct. So Home Instead Senior Care is a national franchise that was established in 1994. There are over 1,000 offices operating nationally in 12 countries. Here in the state of Minnesota, there are 5 Twin City metro offices. Ours is in Burnsville. There's an office in Edina, Minneapolis, Andover, and St. Paul. Outstate, there are offices in St. Cloud, Brainerd, Duluth, Rochester, and Mankato.
Okay.
So essentially, the whole state of Minnesota is covered. And again, we are a global agency that is growing at a rapid pace.
Oh, I'm sure.
With a population to serve.
Well, that's exactly right. And I've mentioned on the show several times that there's 10,000 people a day retiring in the U.S. alone, and it's we're going to see just major demographic shifts here over the next 10 to 20 years. So services like yours are going to be in strong demand for another generation. Okay, well, but the unique thing, though, that I like about what you guys do is because you have the franchises, you're not trying to be all things to all people all the time. You're focused on your area, the South Metro. You're in Burnsville, but you guys cover from Chaska to Bloomington. I mean, you cover all these areas in the South Metro. So Dakota County, Scott County, Carver County, Rice County,
Le
Sueur County. Right, right. Same areas that we cover as well. And so, but if people don't live in those areas, there's another Home Instead location somewhere else here in the Twin Cities. So it's really nice they can just call or go online and just type in their zip code.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you contact our office, we're quick to uncover where the care need is, and we're quick to pass you over to the appropriate office. All of the Twin City offices work well together. We're very collaborative, and you can expect same service and delivery from each office.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about having a global organization, you guys have great resources. I was on your website, and there's just a lot of great resources you guys have to help people with understanding what in-home senior care is.
We do. We're very fortunate to have a really great team in Omaha that invests a lot into resources, into education, training for us, office staff, our caregivers. There's a lot of resources available for the caregivers that work for us and for the family caregivers.
Oh, that's
which
fantastic.
I'll share a little bit more of that later.
Yeah, okay. We're up against the break here. I can hear the music cueing in. It's time to take a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Melissa Like, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We are talking about in-home care services today and how this service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. Please stay with us.
Chances are after spring cleaning you missed a spot. A couple really big spots, like your roof and siding. Run your fingers across your siding. You'll likely get a gross residue. And your roof probably has some black streaks too. Your roof and siding aren't always easy to clean, but they're definitely the most visible parts of your home that give it its curb appeal. So let Blue Sky Services clean your roof and siding. Blue Sky's safe soft wash method won't cause any damages and will make your home look like new. Right now, Blue Sky Services is running their summer special where you can get your whole house, roof, and siding cleaned starting at only $447. That's the most viewed parts of your home cleaned for only $447. Then mention AM 950 when you call Blue Sky Services to get an additional $50 off. So get the curb appeal back on your home and call Blue Sky Services at 952-467-2447. That's 952-467-2447.
Habitation Furnishing and Design is simply the best furniture design studio in the Twin Cities. What is a furniture design studio? It's a place where you'll find professional interior designers who are there to help you select the perfect furniture. A single sofa or an entire home. Our designers love making spaces exceptional. When you're shopping for furniture, it makes sense to talk to a professional. Habitation Furnishing and Design, 4317 Excelsior Boulevard in St. Louis Park.
My favorite meal of the day is breakfast, and for morning vittles, I head to Milton's, 36 and Douglas in Crystal. My favorite is either the rib scrambler, scrambled eggs with ribs, portobello mushrooms, jalapenos, and pepper jack cheese, or the steak and eggs. My wife loves the pepper jack creamy grits and the stuffed avocados with poached eggs cradled in avocado halves. The kids love the French toast or the stuffed French toast filled with fruit and cream cheese. Top it off with coffee done my way from the Milton's Coffee Bar, and I'm ready for the day. Breakfast is waiting for you at Milton's, 36 and Douglas in Crystal.
Are you thinking about buying or selling a house, or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then why not become a house geek? Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with Bricks Real Estate, and I host the Twin Cities Real Estate Show on this station here with your House Geeks Market Minute. 3.73 is the average number of showings per week per listing in the median sale price range here in the Twin Cities. This is seasonally expected and is a key early indicator of demand in the marketplace. The median sale price is up over 6% over the same time last year, and the 30-year conventional interest rate is at about 3.75%, up slightly over last week. The conclusion for sellers is, don't be surprised to see slightly slower showing activity now that we are in the midst of summer. This is due to the higher inventory levels at this time of year and buyers spending more time with sunscreen than in front of their computer screens. The conclusion for buyers is rates are at historically low levels and competition is down. If you backed off looking during the spring, now is a great time to start looking again. Thinking about making a move? Check us out online anytime at housegeeks.com.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Eric Nelson. Today we're looking at sunny skies and temperatures in the high 80s. While tonight, skies remain clear, but temperatures dip down to the lower 70s. Expect Sunday to be a hot one. Highs of 92 and the lows around 85. Monday, the warm weather continues with temperatures in the 90s. Eat Local, Minnesota.com's restaurant of the week is Crooner's Lounge and Supper Club. Offering a unique and contemporary spin on continental cuisine, Crooner's specializes in food and drink made popular in the 1920s. Check out this fabulous dining experience at 6161 Highway 65 Northeast in Minneapolis.
Welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today in studio is Melissa Like, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We're talking about in-home care services and how this amazing service can be a great benefit, not only for the cared for senior, but also for the caregivers. And we're going to talk a bit about that this segment here. But before we do that, Melissa, let's let our audience know how they can get in touch with you and your organization if they have any questions about in-home senior care.
Yep, I can be reached directly at 952-882-9300, or you can go on the web and check out our website at www.homeinstead.com. On the web, you can plug your zip code in, and that will take you to the local office that services your area.
All right. That's great. And we are taking questions today, so if people have any questions about this, please feel free to give us a call. And the radio station number for that is 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. 6205, or you can text us at the radio show phone, which is 612-999-3426. All right, well, we've talked about what is senior care, and we've also talked about what types of services that you guys offer. I wanted to talk a little bit about what is the process. So someone says, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that mom or dad is not taking care of themselves, or there's maybe some fall concerns, or just that they're doing well. And a lot of times the kids, have jobs, they have children, they have a lot of things going on, and so tell us, kind of walk us through the process of when they make a call to you, what's that process will look like?
Yeah, so it starts with that initial phone call to our office to get information. And it's usually followed with, the questions of how much do you cost and what's your minimums and things like that. So again, it really starts with the conversation where we visit about the needs, and ultimately we want to meet with you. So we will set up time to do a consultation. It's complimentary, no cost, no obligation. We'll come out, meet with you wherever appropriate in the community. If it's at home or the hospital or long-term care center, the home instead office, really, again, wherever convenient, and start that process. So we will come out, meet with you, ask a bunch of questions, share all of our information about who we are and what we do, from services that we provide to how we hire our caregivers, how we screen, train, all of that with caregivers, how billing works. How's this all going to roll out? So we'll go over that with you. At that point, you say, yep, we want to move forward. Let's get a care plan in place. We will customize and create a care plan reflective of your parents' needs. So again, we can set that up all in the consultation, or we can step out and let you guys think about it. Think about what you need and go from there.
Well, and what I found is that people don't plan very well a lot of times for elder care issues, whether it's advanced directives or it's financial planning to take care of these type of services. A lot of people mistakenly think that Medicare will take care of all this, or their health insurance, and that's not true. So we'll talk a little bit about the financing side here in a minute, but I did want to talk about, you'd mentioned cost and minimums. Could you define that a little bit further as to, you guys charge by the hour, by the day, and then, if you say minimums, that's minimum care time, right, on a per visit basis?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So with our office in Burnsville, rates start at $33 per hour. We do have a 3-hour per visit minimum and a 6-hour per week minimum. We can do that in 2 visits. We can do that in 1 visit, but 6 hours is the bare minimum. We can schedule as much as needed, up to continuous 24-hour care. And a little disclaimer that rates will vary from office to office, but generally are similar.
Yeah. And it's important that people understand too how the minimums work, so they can work with you guys as you develop that customized care plan on what they're trying to solve there. They're trying to give, let's say, a full-time caregiver some respite, give them a break. And so you come in for 3 hours. It allows that person to go grocery shopping or get their hair done or socialize with friends. But you guys will work with them to develop how that should be best implemented for their situation.
Absolutely. So we'll work with them on, days preferred and mornings, afternoon, evenings, preference.
Okay.
So, yes, we kind of work both ways and make it as easy as possible for the family.
Yeah, one of the things that we at the hospice organization is people will look at that we're available 24/7, and they think that means that we'll just be there 24/7, which is not the case. We're available to answer questions, available to help support, available to make a visit, but we can't be there 24/7. Where you guys in the in-home care services actually do have that availability. You can, if someone needs 24-hour care or companionship, you can provide that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yep. And we will come on side with your agency, with any hospice agency.
Right.
We partner with you. We complement any other services that are in place and really do what you can't do.
Right. And it's not just for people in a residential home. They can be in assisted living, skilled nursing. They can be anywhere. And you guys can help provide complementary or supportive services for that.
Correct.
Let's talk about the caregivers themselves. I know you guys are very big about doing background checks and making sure they're properly screened. And could you give us a little background on how you guys select the caregivers and then how you match them with the client?
Yeah, of course. So the caregiver screening process, very selective on caregivers that we hire at home instead. We fully screen, we background check, we drug test, we do all of our training in-house, and then, we make the matches based on their availability, the client's needs, and then any connections that we can make. We know that Sally likes to bake, and we know that Patty needs a baker. So the whole scheduling process it's a little bit of a puzzle, but our caregivers are really special people, and we do a pretty good job of making the match.
Yeah.
And then once we start services, we do an introduction. So a caregiver's going to always go out with someone from our office staff, which I think helps both the client and the caregiver. We make the introduction really comfortable for everybody and make sure everyone's comfortable before we leave.
Yeah. Well, and these relationships are very powerful. I mean, these become really part of the family because people are coming into your home, spending time there, and doing all sorts of things that we have talked about. They'll cook meals, they'll do some laundry, they'll clean up. And those are things that are really important to keep a home safe, good hygiene, making sure that the person being cared for is comfortable. And I tell you, the peace of mind that gives to the children is just phenomenal. I mean, they actually can not worry. They can go to work, or they can go do what their life calls for, and really know that their loved one's being taken care of.
And I hear that all the time. Two simple words: thank you. My mom was very well cared for.
Yeah.
Often I hear her caregiver's part of our family. She's my sister. It really is a special relationship, a special bond, and ultimately at the end of our time, we hope to be an extension of the family.
Yeah, I think that's really the key here, and that's why these. I know you guys are like us at Minnesota Hospice. We're a community-focused organization. We just serve in a small area, so that there is that connection, as well as the response times. But that is really an important element, and I know that people have. Even at end of life, in obituaries, they've mentioned, thank you so much for the organizations that have provided that care, because it is really amazing how when you guys come in, and it can relieve the caregiving burden from a loved one, whether it be a spouse or a child. What sometimes happens, they become a caregiver, and they lose the identity of that wife or the husband or the child, the daughter or the son, because they're caregiving. They're taking on this task, and that's fine. That's great to do, but you still want to have that parent-child or spouse relationship that sometimes takes a back seat. And when you guys come in, that can take a front seat perspective again. I think that's a huge thing that you need to make sure that people know, that that's a great benefit to the caregiver, not just to the cared for senior.
Yeah. So not only can we take some work maybe off their plate, we can take some pressure off their plate, and
Right.
they can return as a spouse or as a child or, an adult daughter that is stressed trying to navigate her mom's care and be her caregiver and work and take care of her own kids. We come in, we take a little off her plate, and she can come enjoy lunch with her mom. She can take her mom out to get her nails. They can have that relationship and that time that was spent doing little things that we can do
Right.
for her.
So let me ask this too. We only have a couple of minutes left in this segment, but do you guys ever get involved with helping pay bills or doing some of these other daily tasks that sometimes people just aren't equipped to handle, or they're not able to do it as well as they used to be able to do it?
With bill paying, sometimes, and sometimes it's more just making sure that the check is right and it's mailed on time. A lot of times they already have maybe electronic payments or things like that set up. The other thing that we might do is we might help sort mail for that adult kid who's going to come over. We sort what they need and what's junk, and go from there.
Yeah. So really, you're really there acting as just a great helper, and you guys can do really anything to help make sure that senior is cared for and that they've got companionship, because isolation and loneliness and boredom are the three things that just are the worst things for people that are home alone or that are by themselves for a period of time. So that companionship is really important.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just an extra set of eyes in the home, an extra set of hands in the home, and safety. Safety and companionship are two big things that you mentioned.
Yeah. One of the things is that having that respite care, having that ability to let that caregiver take a break is so valuable. We're getting up to the end of the show, or end of this segment here. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Melissa Like, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We are talking today about in-home care services and how this wonderful service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. Please stay with us.
Prairie Oaks Memorial Eco Gardens is the first green cemetery in Minnesota. It's a beautiful, peaceful place where burials are celebrations of life with as little impact on the environment as possible. Tony Weber founded it because he wants to leave a green legacy for his grandchildren, something many of us might feel. Learn more, visit the website mngreengraves.com. Give them a call. The goal is so meaningful, so positive, it might be right for you. Prairie Oaks Memorial Eco Gardens.
Eat fresh and support local farmers this summer by shopping at the Minneapolis Farmers Market. The market has the best selection of fresh and local fruits and vegetables, meats, and farmstead goods. Fresh at the market now, cherry tomatoes, cauliflower, broccoli, cucumbers, zucchini, beets, carrots, and even some new baby potatoes. The Minneapolis Farmers Market is open every day, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Plus, there's additional locations Tuesday at the Hennepin County Government Center and Thursdays at Nicollet Mall. More details at mplsfarmersmarket.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Paul Metzen, inviting you to listen to a great episode of the Ball of Power Radio Hour this weekend with percussionist Scott Stansby, who tells the story of how his dog, Ruru, got stolen in Santa Monica in 1978 and what he had to do to get it back. It was a story that was covered in Time Magazine and the Wall Street Journal. You're going to hear it from Scotty himself. Wall of Power Radio Hour, Saturday at 6 on AM 950.
Located just north of 50th in France, the Great Wall Restaurant has provided a delicious taste of authentic Chinese cuisine since 1981. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking dishes, they offer one of the most extensive menus in the Twin Cities. Favorites include hot and sour soup, pan-fried dumplings, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Stop by their Edina location or call for takeout at 952-927-4439. See the full menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
We use technology every day to help manage our lives. Why not use it to help manage your medications? St. Paul Corner Drug offers several free tools to keep you on track while taking your medications. Use our mobile app to quickly order a refill, or the Meds on Q application, which turns your smartphone or tablet into your very own personal medication attendant. Email and text messaging options let you know when your medication is ready for pickup, making efficient use of your time. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Tom Hartman here, letting you know how you can save money with All Energy Solar. One of the myths about solar is that it's too expensive and you need lots of money down. The truth? Solar is available for little or no money down. And if you have a great site for solar, you might even save money right away on a monthly basis. So don't wait to switch. You'll see your investment pay off the sooner you switch to All Energy Solar. So start saving today and visit allenergysolar.com.
Welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. And today we're talking about your loved one's life, if you're a caregiver. And we are having a great time here with Melissa Like from Home Instead Senior Care. She's the Director of Client Care. And I asked her off the air, I said, what does that mean? And she said, everything. She does everything. So if you have any questions for her, please give her a call, because she's been doing this for a long time and she knows what people need. And Melissa, why don't you give us the contact information to get a hold of you and your organization?
Yep, so I can be reached by phone at 952-882-9300 and on the web, www.homeinstead.com.
All right, and there's more than just you guys out there doing in-home care services, and I know you guys do such great work out there. You've got a great process for identifying caregivers and getting them trained. You do that all in-house, which is really nice. What other areas that make your service a little bit more unique than maybe other in-home care providers?
Yep, so a big question is cost, and with cost, we bill by the hour and only by the hour, so your charges are only the hours that we are scheduled. There's no additional monthly monitoring, there's no nurse visits, there's no client care visits, no additional billing, which again, I know at the end of the day, cost is a big deal. So that's one. Two, our caregivers, they're the secret to our sauce. They are the heartbeat of our business, and they are amazing people.
Well, and we should mention in this last segment that you guys are always looking for people that have a calling for caregiving. Why don't you talk a little bit about maybe the recruiting process or the process you guys look for to find those right people that may be interested in being a part of Home Instead?
Yes, so caring for seniors, it's really a labor of love, and it requires a special person with just the right touch. We hire from the heart, and we train the fundamentals of the rest. So we are always hiring. We are looking for that special person who's looking for a very rewarding job.
Well, and it is a lot of meaningfulness when you get a chance to spend time with these amazing people that have lived these amazing lives and get a chance to spend time. You can really get some great insight into what they've done. The seniors that are being cared for love that companionship, that a person can just sit there. We have a lot of volunteers that help us out in the hospice side, and they're just so valuable to be able to sit there and just have conversations. They really enjoy that.
It's very special work. Even myself, every day I learn from our seniors. They are a wealth of information, and they often sometimes can tell me how to do my job as well.
Right.
So
right. They have an opinion, and they can be very prescriptive at times too, which is great. But I also want to talk a bit about when you guys start working with a family and taking care of somebody. Does the plan of care change over time as a person changes, or what would I think you guys have been taking care of people for sometimes years, right?
Yeah, and I say the plan of care sometimes changes by the day. I can write a care plan and it changes tomorrow, and that's life, and that's our aging population. So yes, we make a lot of changes as we go. And that's in regards to schedule, regards to their care needs. They may start with minimal services and need additional services.
Okay.
They may be hospitalized and come home and need more care. So yes, we have a strong hand on the pulse, and in the home, we're aware of what's going on, and we make changes as needed.
Yeah. Well, I think the nice thing too is that as a third party or an independent look at what's going on, since you guys see things every day, it gives some insight then to the family. Hey, we're picking up that there's some balance concerns here, or we're seeing some things that maybe the family isn't seeing, or they're not aware of how to identify those type of things. That can be very helpful in identifying disease progression or maybe medication issues that are happening. So that's a great benefit as well, of having somebody in there on a frequent, regular basis.
Yeah, and in that case, we can also be a resource to maybe make a PT referral if we've noticed some balance history, or if we've noticed some fall history. It also might be a different conversation that we're having, like a hospice.
Right, yep.
Consult.
Yeah, no, and it's a great working with people like yourselves in the elder care area. We're so networked with each other in trying to help provide those services for our seniors. Last couple of minutes here, I just wanted to talk about the financing side. that your organization it's a private pay, so people can't get confused. This is not a Medicare benefit. It's private pay, or if they have a long-term care policy, which is insurance for caregiving, whether it's in-home or in a facility. So those are the two primary ways that people would pay for the service.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so primary is private pay, and then, like you said, long-term care, if they have a home care benefit written in their policy.
Right.
So if you have a long-term care policy, we encourage you to pull it out, look at it, find out what it's written for, call your rep, get a full breakdown of what is your in-home care benefit. Is it an hourly benefit? Is it a day? Is it a lump sum?
Yeah.
So, we encourage you to contact your long-term care and go from there.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you should consider it, because statistics show that over 65, 50% of the people will have some type of need. And once you hit 85, it's like 75% of the time you're going to need something. So this is something that we all are going to experience, and it makes sense to start planning for that financially before you're going to need it. Well, we are at the end of the show, Melissa. Didn't that go by fast?
It did. It did.
There are so many things we could talk about. We have papers all over the desk here that we would love to get to at some point. So I'll have to have you back on the show if you want, and we can talk more about some of the considerations for in-home care services.
I would love to come back.
All right. Fantastic. Well, good. Well, this will do it for today's show. We're wrapping things up, and if you have any questions, please feel free to text us at 612-999-3426, and we'll answer that question next time we're on the air. But I want to thank Melissa Lake, Director of Client Care with Home Instead Senior Care. We've been talking about in-home care services and how this tremendous service can benefit both the cared for senior and their caregivers. Melissa, do you want to give us one more shot at the information about how to get a hold of you and your organization?
Yep, I can be reached directly at 952-882-9300 or on the web at www.homeinstead.com.
Fantastic. Thanks again for being on the show, Melissa. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation, or let us know of topics you would like for us to discuss on future shows. You can reach us by phone or text at 612-999-3426. Please join us again next Saturday at noon for another live broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, live well.